Now at 6, an Oklahoma woman says OU Health denied her a life-saving abortion. Now she's taking the issue to federal court. Plus, gas prices in the 4 states look to be on the rise again. And as the city of Weir gets ready for a milestone celebration, KOAM's Tanya Bach takes us on a tour through the city's past.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
OU Health in Oklahoma is facing criticism for allegedly choosing not to provide a woman with an abortion. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. The woman claims she would have died had she not gotten to another state for the abortion, which is banned in Oklahoma. Andy Weber has details.
This is the 16-page complaint filed by J.C. Staton and her attorneys with the Center for Reproductive Rights. In it, attorneys claim that OU Health staff acknowledged Staton's partial molar pregnancy could kill her if gone untreated.
She told me that it was a dangerous condition where the pregnancy develops intertwined with the tumor due to the extra genetic material, and it can become cancerous.
But that an abortion could not be performed unless the woman was crashing or on the verge of a heart attack.
They couldn't touch me until I was crashing, and that we should wait in the parking lot until I was about to die.
The complaint argues OU Health and their children's hospital had no legal basis to deny the abortion for Staton, and that the state's 4 abortion bans allow for medical emergencies, but also acknowledge that providers are confused by what the law actually allows. Attorneys for Staton want feds to investigate and penalize OU Health for any violations of federal or Oklahoma law.
We will never get over what happened to us, turned away from so many hospitals where skilled and caring doctors could not act to save my life.
OU Health released a statement which read in part, quote, "Our health care complies with state and federal laws and regulatory compliance standards." Another beautiful day out there. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, it turned out to be a great Thursday for us today. We actually had quite a bit of sunshine across the region. Temperatures mid to upper 70s to lower 80s across Kansas and parts of Oklahoma. And we aren't alone. The entire Central Plains is seeing nice, early, late summer, fall-like weather. And it looks like we're going to see pretty good temperatures once again over the next couple days. If you want to get out this evening, it looks fine. We have mostly clear skies. We do have some showers west of Wichita to Oklahoma City. Those are going to stay west of the region as we go through the evening. We'll slide back through the 70s, 60s. We'll drop back into the upper 50s once again later on tonight. We do have some rain chances in the forecast, so we're going to discuss that all coming up here in just a bit.
See you then. A Jasper County, Missouri man is behind bars on multiple charges, including assault. Jasper County authorities have charged this man, Joshua Buzzard of Carthage, with assault, kidnapping, and resisting arrest. The incident happened yesterday afternoon. Jasper County Sheriff's Office responded to a report of a woman who had been assaulted and held against her will. When deputies approached the residence, Buzzard fled the scene in a vehicle. Buzzard gave up after a several-mile chase. He was arrested and taken to the Jasper County Detention Center. Pittsburgh hosted a Republican event to discuss tax reform in the state of Kansas. Americans for Prosperity's organizers say their goal is to raise awareness for their proposed reform. According to them, the bill aims to simplify the code and lower rates for Kansans. Senate President Ty Masterson and other elected officials were there. About 40 people in all attended the event, including members of the Crawford County, Kansas Democratic Party.
At the end of the day, every representative, it is the people who they really report to at the end of the day. So getting citizens informed and engaged then directly should change the minds and the hearts of the representatives voting on this.
You go to the same political meetings every week or every month with the same group, you can't really express or can't really understand people from different cultures. That helps people remain literate. That helps people remain empathic.
Tonight at 10, we're going to have details on that bill that would impose a single-rate flat income tax for individuals. Gas prices are climbing across the nation, up a nickel a gallon in the past week, primarily because of a surge in oil costs. But prices here in our area beat the national average of $3.86 per gallon. According to AAA, the average for a gallon of regular in Oklahoma is $3.80. In Kansas, $3.73. In Missouri, it's $3.69. And the lowest in this region is in Arkansas, where the average is now $3.49 per gallon. This weekend, one Southeast Kansas community is gearing up for its 88th annual homecoming. It's sponsored by the Weir Civic Club. This year's theme, When Coal Was King. On Saturday, there's a new exhibit focused on the past. KOAM's Tanya Bach sat down with the local historian who's bringing it all together.
This is one here out of one of the papers.
David Wallace is a local historian fascinated with the town his family grew its roots in. He runs a Facebook group dedicated to Weir City history and creates videos dedicated to preserving local stories.
Weir was populated. It was a big place. It had a lot of things going on. There are lots of people all over the country who came through Weir.
There's a lot of history, a lot of coal history for this town.
Like many towns in southeast Kansas, mining brought jobs and people.
During the early 1900s, the population here in Weir, Kansas peaked around 3,000 people. Today, it's a little over 500. But during that time, a lot of cool things happened, including the invention of the fly swatter.
In 1906, the Weir school principal and local scoutmaster Frank Rose joined a statewide health initiative to combat flies and the diseases they carried.
Frank Rose took his Boy Scout troop and they were putting screens on windows around town. You know, the health department, he knew that they were looking for some way to eradicate the flies. He came up with this idea to take some of the leftover screen they had and small pieces of screen and nail in it to a yardstick.
Rose took his fly bats to the Capitol, where the Kansas Secretary of Public Health, Samuel Crumbine, renamed them.
We'll call it a fly swatter.
From the birth of the fly swatter to the infamous Cora Hubbard, Weir's very own female outlaw. And when the local unions went on strike, coal companies handed out leaflets, which brought in black families from Alabama.
They were here because they were offered jobs as miners. When they got here and found out that they were breaking the strike, black miners joined the unions at the same rate as white, about 60%.
When the coal left, you know, the town kind of started downhill. And we've seen that over the years. It was gradual.
A gradual decline in population, but not in history. Wallace plans to continue documenting those stories as long as he can.
Great history, and thank you, Weir, Kansas. The 2023 Weir Homecoming kicks off Friday with a free chili and bean feed and the coronation of the Weir Homecoming royalty. David Wallace's Weir City History Tent is going to be set up Saturday morning, both before and after the parade at the restored Texaco on Main Street. You can find a complete schedule on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Might want to bring your own fly swatter. Coming up, one Kansas woman celebrates a milestone birthday, 107 years in the making. Plus, the Gorillas look to extend their early season winning streak in a Week 3 matchup. John's going to have details for us later in sports. Imagine 107 candles. It'd be quite a lot to blow out on a birthday cake. But for one Wichita woman, it means another day of celebrating life. Reporter Roman Campa has details on Imogene Tice's almost 40,000th day-long celebration.
It's a song she's heard for more than 100 years. Imogene Tice is with friends and family to celebrate her 107th birthday. And when you ask her how she's feeling,
I had a feel my birthday.
She'll tell you.
I just feel like any other day.
Imogene was born near Beloit, Kansas in 1916. She continued her life throughout the state and now resides here at Azaria Health. But it's the journey in between that her family says is memorable.
Oh, she's very special. Our families always got together for all the Christmas and special days, you know.
Her nephew Larry is always ready to perform for her birthday and others.
It makes me feel special, and I just want to do something great for her. That's it.
She means the world to her family and to those who take care of her.
It's amazing. She's just a wonderful lady. And she can also tell you the way it is, too.
Well, I'm older.
She'll let you know how she feels.
2, 3.
Wow, happy birthday to Imogene. A little bit later, a longtime rivalry renews on the gridiron as the Joplin Eagles take on the Webb City Cardinals. John's going to have details for us coming up in sports.
Plus, we have some rain chances returning for the weekend. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be a great Thursday. We've had 3 straight days that we've had very nice weather, temps right around 80 for most of us, and quite a bit of sunshine. That's what we have outside right now. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course, Indigo just outside of Seneca, Missouri. And if you are getting out this evening, it looks pretty good. But it is Thursday. Every Thursday, our drought tracker it updates, I guess is the best way to put it. And we've had to really watch this over the past 13, 14, 15 months as we've had a pretty good drought. Now, along and south of I-44, you're looking pretty good, but once you head up into Vernon County over towards Stockton Lake, and then really Chanute, Independence points west, we still have a very severe drought, so we will take any rain chances we can get. 79 Stockton, 81 Miami Grove, 78 in Pittsburgh. We have Yates Center sitting at 80 degrees. Let's go outside, 7th and Rangeline, 79. Visibility is good, humidity is low, very nice evening as we fall back through the 70s, 60s, upper 50s, once again a little bit later on tonight. All right, there's not a whole bunch going on for us, but we do have some showers. These are mainly west of Wichita to Oklahoma City. These aren't even going to make it here. We'll get a few clouds, but we are tracking this. You can see a line of storms along a cold front. Doesn't have a lot of cold air behind it, more like a wind shift line, but this will eventually work in, but not till late tomorrow night and into Saturday morning. So that will give us some chances for rain. We're also watching Hurricane Lee spinning out across the Atlantic, a Category 1 hurricane, sustained winds at 85. And Lee will be tracking north and affecting the New England states as a very low-grade hurricane, but causing havoc for them as we get into the weekend. For us, back here at home, we do have some chances for some rain as we head into late tomorrow night and Saturday morning, which is good. We need it. All right, tonight's fine. Mid-50s, here's 6 a.m., maybe a sprinkle, western counties. Partly sunny skies tomorrow by the noon hour, mid-70s across the board. As we get into the afternoon, most of us 80 to about 81 degrees. Tomorrow night, we're going to stop this late tomorrow night, early Saturday morning. Some scattered showers, maybe even a random thunderstorm, start to develop. And again, these are going to be scattered, but push southeast. So here's 7:30 Saturday morning, continuing to work south through the morning hours. And once we get into the afternoon, mainly just partly sunny skies and really not a bad day. But at least we're going to get some chances for rain, even though it's not going to be a lot of rain. Better chances for widespread rain. That's going to work in next week. All right, day planning for you, 57 to start, 82 during the afternoon. If you're hitting up high school football tomorrow night, really perfect football weather as we slide back through the 70s, not too windy, not too hot, not too cold. 82 tomorrow, 80 on Saturday, 83 Sunday, 85 on Monday. Thunderstorm chances Tuesday, Wednesday, and then again next Friday and Saturday. Temperatures great, mainly 80s through the period.
Wow, did you place that personal order for Friday night football weather?
Yes, I did.
A lot of people.
Mother Nature and I, we've had a really good week together.
Apparently so. About time, I must say. Thanks, Doug. Coming up in sports, Joplin and Ozark headline another busy day of high school softball. Plus, Pitt State football looks ahead to its matchup with Central Missouri. John Dales has those stories and more. That's coming up next.
Pittsburgh State football is unsurprisingly 2-0. The Gorillas have been a second-half team through their first 2 weeks, outscoring opponents 55-7 after halftime. But PSU is hoping to become a both-halves team.
It starts in practice, so every week we have to make sure we have good Tuesday and Wednesday practices because that determines what's going to happen on the game. So, every day practice, we got to make sure everybody's bought in and fly into the football.
That's going to take great focus and a great finish to our preparation this week. We're going to have to play hard. We're going to have to play together. We're going to have to win the turnover margin. And we're going to have to put closer to 4 quarters of good football together. I don't think that you can play a team of this quality and only play 2 good quarters. That's not going to be good enough.
Now this will be a true test for a champion. The Mules are 2-0. They've scored more than 40 points in each of their first 2 games. The Gorillas have not lost a conference road game, meanwhile, since October 2021 against Northwest Missouri. Kickoff in Warrensburg on Saturday is at 1 p.m. Joplin High School softball back at home this afternoon. The Eagles have lost 2 in a row in the COC to Webb City and Republic. Today, the Ozark Tigers come in as Joplin tries to turn things around. Well, Ozark currently leading that game 10-5 in the last of the 7th. Joplin with just one more chance to turn things around at the plate before it ends. We'll have highlights from this game tonight on KOAM News at 10. Be sure to tune in for that. 2 other games happening in the area right now, both conference matchups within the Big 8. Seneca softball heads to Logan Rogersville after not getting a win all season. The Indians, winners of 2 in a row entering today, they look to be in great shape to make that 3 in a row, up 10-3 in the 7th. Meanwhile, McDonald County on the road at Cassville. Mustangs all over the Wildcats. They win 17-5 after just 5 innings. We're also in store for some high school volleyball action this evening. A month and a half into the volleyball season in Missouri, Joplin hosts Webb City tonight. Things getting started at 7 o'clock. We'll bring you highlights from that contest tonight as well. The Eagles haven't won a match since last week. Meanwhile, Webb City on an 8-match winning streak. They haven't lost a game since the beginning of the season, way back in August. Back to that Pitt State football game. I think this is going to be a real test for these guys. UCM definitely looks really good. They got a quarterback that's coming off 300 passing yards in the game before, but that's what Fort Hays State was saying last week, and Pitt State made mincemeat of that.
Let's see if the Gorillas can keep that ball rolling, scoring more than 40 points per game
It's a lot,
so far.
yeah.
Yes, it is. We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have more on competing tax plans for the state of Kansas that were discussed at an event in Pittsburgh today. Plus, patients say a university-run hospital system in Arkansas is aggressively going after patients to collect some unpaid medical bills. And the Carthage, Missouri United Way kicks off its annual campaign. Those stories and a whole lot more, of course, it's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Great evening to get outside if you can.
Yeah, it looks great. We're sliding back through the 70s right now. We'll drop back upper 50s for overnight lows. 82 tomorrow. We are going to get some showers in here late tomorrow night and then the first half of the day Saturday. But overall, most of the weekend looks pretty good.
Yeah, final sports note.
We're going to hear more from Pitt State football tonight at 10 on this big test that they have Saturday at UCM. If you want to be in the position where you have all the home playoff games, you got to win every game of the year.
That's right. They did it last year.
They did, yeah.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.